Bitcoin or Ethereum? Most investors treat that as a competition. It is not. The rational question is not which one. It is which one first, and the answer to that question changes every allocation decision that follows. Welcome to the Rational Crypto, where we cut through the hype and focus on what actually works. Long-term thinking, disciplined investing, and data-driven decisions. No gambling, no leverage, no get-rich-quick schemes. Just rational strategies for building real cryptocurrency wealth. Let's dive in. Here is the decision most new crypto investors face. They have learned enough to know that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two dominant assets in the space. And now they are staring at a screen, wondering, which one do I buy? Two wrong answers dominate. The first, pick one and ignore the other entirely. Most of the time, this means going all in on Bitcoin because it is more familiar, and quietly resenting every Ethereum headline because a lack of exposure creates a lack of interest in understanding it. Or it means buying only Ethereum because someone said it has more upside without understanding what you actually own or why. The second wrong answer, split evenly 50-50 because that feels balanced. It is not a strategy, it is the absence of one. 50-50 has no framework behind it, no logic for why those weights were chosen, and therefore no conviction to hold them when markets move. Both responses come from the same problem, the absence of a framework for making the decision. This video gives you that framework. Three things: why Bitcoin and Ethereum are not competitors, and why the or question is the wrong question. Why Bitcoin comes first in every rational allocation, and the exact process for adding Ethereum, sizing it correctly, and holding both through a full cycle. Let's build the framework. The or framing. Bitcoin or Ethereum implies one has to be wrong. That framing is the error. Bitcoin and Ethereum solve different problems. Bitcoin was designed to answer one question: how do you transfer value between two people without a trusted intermediary? It does this better than any other asset ever created. Fixed supply of 21 million. No central authority. No ability to print more. A global monetary network whose primary function is to store and move value. Ethereum was designed to answer a different question. What if you could not just transfer value, but program rules around it? Ethereum is programmable infrastructure, the network that decentralized financial applications, smart contracts, and tokenized assets run on. Its value is driven by network usage, not by a fixed supply schedule. These are not the same asset. They do not compete. They complement. Here is the analogy. In the traditional financial system, gold is the store of value, held because its supply cannot easily be manipulated. The internet is the infrastructure, the network that financial services are built on top of. You would not ask someone to choose between gold and the internet. They serve different functions. Both can belong in the same portfolio for different reasons. Bitcoin is crypto's gold. Ethereum is crypto's internet infrastructure. The rational question is never which one. The rational question is how much of each and in what order. The rule: Bitcoin and Ethereum are not alternatives. They are the two foundational positions in a rational crypto portfolio. Every allocation framework starts there. Quick pause. If you are building a crypto portfolio and want a clear, data-driven framework for doing it rationally, not based on tips or headlines, subscribe and hit the bell. We cover the full allocation system, the cycle framework, and the psychology of holding regularly. Now, why Bitcoin always comes before Ethereum in the sequence. Accepting that both assets belong in a rational portfolio does not resolve the sequence in question. The sequence in question matters because the first position you build is the one you will hold through your first 70% drawdown. And if you do not have deep enough conviction to hold through that drawdown, the position means nothing for structural reasons. Bitcoin comes first. First, clarity of value proposition. Bitcoin's case is the simplest to understand and the easiest to hold. Fixed supply, predictable issuance, no chief executive officer, no company, no platform risk. You can explain Bitcoin's value case in 2 sentences. That clarity produces conviction. Conviction produces discipline. And discipline is what allows you to hold through a bear market. For a new investor, that discipline is the most valuable thing they can build. Bitcoin is the easiest asset on which to build it. Second, longest track record. Bitcoin has been through 4 complete market cycles. It has fallen over 80% 3 times and recovered to new all-time highs each time. Each recovery was followed by a higher peak. No other crypto asset has that documented history. The longer the track record of survival, the stronger the case for holding through the next cycle. Third, lowest relative volatility within crypto. Bitcoin is still highly volatile, but it is the least volatile asset in a volatile asset class. It moves less sharply in both directions than Ethereum, and far less than assets outside the top 10. For a first position, lower volatility means lower emotional exposure. That makes it easier to hold the strategy when markets turn against you. Fourth, institutional anchor. Bitcoin has spot exchange traded funds approved in major jurisdictions. It has the deepest institutional adoption of any crypto asset. It is held by publicly traded companies, sovereign wealth funds, and regulated financial products. That institutional floor does not eliminate downside, but it represents a structural demand layer that has grown with every cycle. And that layer is deeper for Bitcoin than for any other asset. The rule: Bitcoin is the anchor because it is the asset you can hold with the deepest conviction through the deepest drawdown. Build that position first. Everything else is built on top of it. Ethereum comes second, not because it is inferior, but because it requires more from the investor who holds it. Ethereum is more volatile than Bitcoin. It fell over 90% in 2018. It fell over 80% in 2022. Both times it recovered, but both recoveries required an investor to hold through a drawdown that would have ended most portfolios built on emotion rather than framework. You need to have already experienced a full Bitcoin cycle, or at minimum, held a Bitcoin position through several months of bear market conditions before you have the discipline to hold Ethereum the same way. Beyond volatility, Ethereum's value case is more complex to internalize. Usage-driven supply dynamics, the fee burn mechanism, decentralized finance, total value locked, developer activity. These are legitimate metrics, but they require a more developed understanding to produce conviction. Bitcoin builds the habit. Ethereum rewards it. The sequencing rule is this: 6 months of consistent, uninterrupted Bitcoin dollar cost averaging, maintained through price drops, market noise, and the urge to act, is the prerequisite for adding Ethereum. That 6-month window is not arbitrary. It is the minimum period where you experience enough market movement to test your discipline. If you cannot hold Bitcoin for 6 months without changing the plan, you cannot hold Ethereum. When you do add Ethereum, the allocation logic is clear. The rational framework gives you 3 options. Conservative, 70% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum. Moderate, 65% Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum. 10% selected top 10 assets. Aggressive, which is the maximum recommended, 50% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, 20% top 10 assets. Bitcoin and Ethereum combined represent a minimum of 70% of any rational portfolio, at every risk level. The rule: Ethereum is the second position. It is not the smaller position, it is the later one. Add it when your Bitcoin discipline is proven, not before. Now, the practical allocation sequence. 5 steps. This is the exact process a rational investor follows when building from zero. Step 1. Start Bitcoin only. Your first 6 to 12 months of dollar cost averaging goes exclusively into Bitcoin. No Ethereum. No other crypto. Bitcoin only. Not because Bitcoin is better than Ethereum, because building a single asset position forces the discipline that the multi-asset portfolios dilute. Example: $100 per week for 12 months is $5,200 invested entirely into the most established, most liquid, most cycle-proven asset in the space. That position becomes your reference point for everything that follows. Step 2. Choose your allocation tier before you add Ethereum, before your first Ethereum purchase. Decide which allocation framework matches your risk profile. Conservative at 70-30, moderate at 65-25-10, aggressive at 50-30-20. Write this down before you invest. That removes the decision from a moment of emotion. The allocation is a rule. Apply it. Step 3. Split your dollar cost averaging contribution at your chosen ratio from the day you add Ethereum. Do not make a lump sum switch. Simply redirect your weekly or monthly contribution at the new ratio. Example, $150 per week, moderate allocation, $97 into Bitcoin, $37 into Ethereum, $16 into a selected top 10 asset. The amounts adjust as your contribution changes. The ratio stays fixed until you formally review it. Step 4. Measure Ethereum's performance in Bitcoin terms, not dollar terms. Once you hold both, the relevant question is not which one is up more in dollars. It is whether your Ethereum position is growing relative to your Bitcoin position. The Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio is the metric. When Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin in a given cycle phase, you are being rewarded for the additional volatility. When it underperforms, you have something to review. That ratio guides any rebalancing decision, not the dollar price of either asset. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not two separate decisions. They are two components of one rational allocation. Build them in sequence, hold them as a unit, exit them together. If this gave you a clear framework for sequencing Bitcoin and Ethereum, one you can actually act on, hit the like button. It helps more long-term investors find a rational approach to building their first portfolio. Let's land this. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not a competition. They are the two foundational positions in a rational crypto portfolio. One is a monetary store of value, the other is programmable infrastructure. The rational question was never which one. It was always which one first. Bitcoin comes first, because it is the asset you can hold with the deepest conviction through the deepest drawdown. 6 months of consistent Bitcoin dollar cost averaging, unaltered through price drops and market noise, is the prerequisite for adding Ethereum with the same discipline. Once both are held, the portfolio operates as a unit. One allocation framework, one set of exit signals, one ratio to measure performance against. The Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio, not the dollar price of either. Your homework. Decide today which allocation tier matches your risk profile. Write it down. Conservative, 70-30. Moderate, 65-25-10. Aggressive, 50-30-20. That decision, made now, removes it from a future moment of emotion. The selection framework is one layer of the system. The next layer is when to build those positions and when to reduce them. That is governed by the 4-phase cycle. Understanding which phase you're in changes the size of your dollar cost averaging contribution and the urgency of your accumulation. That is the next video. There is more to explore if you want to build crypto wealth rationally. Hit the next video and keep the momentum going. Your future self will thank you. If this added value to your crypto strategy, hit the like button. It helps more people find rational crypto education. Subscribe for regular deep dives on dollar cost averaging, psychology, and cycle-aware investing. Drop your biggest crypto question in the comments below. Until next time, stay rational.